Because Nintendo failed to meet my increasingly impossible expectations, I am selling / throwing out my Wii U. Doesn't that just sound stupid when you say it out loud? Okay. Now, I think we can all agree by now that Nintendo's E3 presentation was, failure. Or, let's be honest here, it did not meet our expectations. Over the past few years, Nintendo has used E3 to bestow upon us amazing news. We all remember a few years ago when Smash Brothers was revealed and Mega Man was revealed as a playable character. We all remember when Nintendo revealed Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Metroid Other M. We also remember the year when Nintendo bestowed upon us Skyward Sword, Kirby's Epic Yarn, GoldenEye 007, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and Kid fucking Icarus on the brand new 3DS. So obviously, we've expected something of Nintendo at E3. And that didn't happen this year. To an extent. I could go into a whole other rant trying to explain how, because of Nintendo Direct, E3 has essentially become irrelevant to Nintendo. E3 is just another day they can host a live web stream about upcoming games and such, and new announcements. Of course, the biggest problem when it comes to Direct, any time of the year, is that when one is announced, the speculation goes insane. And it usually boils down to one of 4 games. Metroid Prime, F-Zero, Animal Crossing, and of course everyone's favorite dream, Pokemon MMO. And because usually when we watch these events and they don't deliver on our highly impossible expectations, we bitch, moan, and cry. I have said before how I believe that there is a group of Zelda fans who are just entitled. I said that after the Link Between Worlds announcements, when everyone was wanting Majora's Mask 3DS. And it's come back full swing, because now it seems to me that there is a large chunk of Nintendo fans, period, that are entitled. See, we got, in fact, a Metroid announcement at E3. Metroid Prime Federation Force for the 3DS. And everyone is pissed off because apparently it was just a 4-player co-op with no Samus Aran. Huh. A game set in space that usually focuses on one main character in a suit of armor. Only this game is a spin-off focusing on soldiers. Huh. Where have I heard that before? And Metroid Prime Blast Ball? Yeah, a Metroid Prime game about balls. Yeah, they've never done that before. God. Seeing Twitter and Reddit during and after Nintendo's E3 presentation was insufferable. The way Reddit and Twitter acted, you would think Nintendo had kicked your dog and pissed on you. Because after Federation Force was announced, we didn't just get one completely stupid petition, we got two! We got one petitioning Nintendo to remove the Metroid Prime name from Federation Force, and we got another one demanding it be cancelled entirely. And I swear to God, this was one of the arguments being used to cancel the game. Because the dislike ratio on the YouTube video was higher than the like ratio. There were more dislikes on the YouTube video. This is what we've come to. We didn't get exactly what we wanted, and we're gonna throw a fucking fit. We're gonna throw an absolute fucking fit. I'm speaking as a fan of Metroid Prime. I own, on that shelf, every Prime game. Hunters, Pinball, all three Metroid Prime games on both Wii and GameCube. I am a fan of this series. I love it. But I also know how long it takes to make a game. Now, I get it. People want a new Metroid Prime. I do too. People want a new F-Zero. Okay, fine. You also want Animal Crossing. And you also want a Pokemon MMO. Do you have any idea how long it would take to make an Animal Crossing game for the Wii U in high definition? The amount of content you see in New Leaf, bumping that up to HD and adding even more content. But here's the thing. Animal Crossing sells a whole lot more in Japan. And Japan buy a whole lot more 3DSs than Wii U's. Mainly due to room space. And because more mobile and portable gaming has just been a much bigger thing in Japan lately than home consoles. So obviously, the market is telling Nintendo that the 3DS and Animal Crossing are selling. Animal Crossing is working better on the 3DS, hence why they're getting a new full Animal Crossing game. Now, for the record, that Amiibo Parade game is in fact free to play. We don't even know if this thing will support non-Animal Crossing Amiibos. So, yeah, it's a free game. But here's the thing. Pokemon MMO. Are you fucking insane? Do you have any idea how hard it is to make an MMO? Not only just hard to develop one, but to get it into the markets. Can you really tell me any MMO besides Blizzard that has really gotten a foothold in? No. And the worst thing is, developing a MMO for a console is a nightmare. Because you're developing for a system that has a 7-year lifespan tops. So Nintendo really how is Nintendo supposed to develop an MMO and get it released on time? Developing a Pokemon MMO, which, according to you guys, should have the entire map, all the territories, all the Pokemon, all the gyms. You want them to develop all that and release it within a 7-year time span and give it a good life cycle. How the fuck are they going to do that? Oh, released on PC. Yeah, they're never going to do that. Alright, just rule that right out. It became obvious to me during this E3 that there is a large section of Nintendo fans who aren't happy unless they are given everything they desire. That is not how we should be acting. And I should definitely not be seeing all these angry rants on Reddit and Twitter saying they're going to sell their Wii U or throw it. I literally saw on the R Gaming front page a picture of a Wii U in the trash can. Are you fucking serious? Because even with Nintendo's lackluster presentation at this year's E3, Nintendo has still one of the most diverse libraries of exclusives on all three platforms. Let's not forget that Nintendo recently released a groundbreaking shooter that is taking the world by storm, that's sold out in Japan and has been selling out the world over. And that's not even counting the other titles, like of course, Wonderful 101, Bayonetta 2, Pikmin 3, Wind Waker HD, Super Mario 3D World. Let's look at the shelf right now. Of course, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart 8, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Oh! Captain Toad Treasure Tracker! A spin-off! Like Federation Force, Hyrule Warriors. Last time I checked, no one was asking for those games either, and yet I dare you to find someone who actively hates both those games to the point they're demanding petitions to get those games removed. There was no petition to get Hyrule Warriors cancelled. There was none. There was no petition to get Captain Toad Treasure Tracker removed or cancelled. And Nintendo have had to actually come out and say there will be a single-player campaign in Federation Force and Samus will make an appearance. There. Are you happy? Because I love it when Federation Force does come out, once again proving that video game petitions on change.org do nothing, and people play this game and like it. But the common thing I always see from angry fans is that Nintendo doesn't get gamers, hardcore gamers. Nintendo doesn't get its fans. No, actually, Nintendo gets its fans quite perfectly. And what they've gotten over the last 48, 72 hours is that Nintendo fans are a bunch of entitled, spoilt little brats. And quite frankly, I'm offended to be a part of these people. People actually tweeting me saying, hey, retweet my petition to remove Metroid Prime. No, I'm not gonna fucking retweet your damn petition. Nintendo gets its fans quite perfectly. And for all the crap we give Reggie, and all the crap we give Iwata and Miyamoto-san, you really think Nintendo is just sitting in a boardroom going, ugh, should we make a new Metroid today? Nah. You really don't think that they're actually working on a Metroid game? I can guarantee you right now that there has been a Metroid game in works. Hell, there was a Star Fox Zero was on the Wii. Same with Pikmin 3. So I can guarantee you, games are being made. For all we know, a Metroid Prime game could be announced next month. Next year at E3. We don't know this. Sony may have won with the announcements of a Kickstarter, a remake, and Vaporware. But Nintendo continuously is put into such a high expectation that not even Sony and Microsoft have. It seems we have this beyond high expectation for Nintendo. They're good, but they're not miracle workers. And the time it takes for them to make games on their level of quality, it takes time. And I would rather not have all the announcements thrown at me at once. Because imagine if we have another year like 2010 where we get all these announcements from Kirby to Kid Icarus and everything in between. what does that leave for next year? This is why Nintendo doesn't like making announcements so far in advance. Alright? If you're just given everything 1 year, what are you going to expect from them next year? It's like releasing a giant lineup at the launch of your console. And then what happens over the next 6 months? Then you have nothing for the next 6 months. This E3 for Nintendo was underwhelming, I'll give you that. But also look at this. We're getting Xenoblade Chronicles X at the end of the year. We're getting Mario Maker, a game that's going to be offering endless content. We're getting Yoshi's Woolly World, which looks adorable. We just got Splatoon, which is just amazing, even with the lack of content. We're getting a new Zelda for the 3DS, a new co-op Zelda 3DS. Hyrule Warriors is also on the 3DS, and let's not forget Star Fox, which I'd like to point out, the motion controls are optional, so thank God for that. And I'm just trying to remember. Oh, of course, we're getting a new Fire Emblem for the 3DS and a Fire Emblem game for the Wii U. You're getting a Fire Emblem game with the Wii U, cross with Shin Megami Tensei. How are you not keeping your Wii U just for that? And of course, you're getting new Smash Brothers DLC. Yet people want to sell their Wii U's. Go ahead! Go ahead! You're missing out! I love this company. It gives me joy and wonder that none of the other two companies can even possibly do. Nintendo has a connection to the gaming world like no one else. But they're only human. We allowed Sony to pretty much be silent on The Last Guardian for almost 7 years. And just for the record, Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion, it was an 8-year gap. There was an 8-year period where there was no Metroid at all. I think now E3 has over and the dust has settled, I think we should take a deep breath and just think for a second. What is actually coming out for Nintendo? What have they got? Because just for the record, Final Fantasy VII Remake won't be coming out next year. I can guarantee you. That probably won't be coming out until 2017, as is Shenmue 3. Well, that's been projected for 2017, but I'm willing to bet 2018. Last Guardian, they have actually stated that they can't guarantee if it's going to be coming out in 2016. So, at least we know what's coming out for Nintendo soon. Yoshi's Woolly World, Xenoblade Chronicles, Devil's Third, hopefully. But I'd like to end with this. I would rather see Nintendo go out of business being themselves than succeed by becoming another Sony or Microsoft.